What's up, everybody? Welcome back to This or Therapy. I'm your host, Chris Mack, and today we're going to talk about regulating cheat days and rest weeks. So, as you can see, I'm kind of into fitness. I work out, I go to the gym about 5 days a week, sometimes six if I have enough time. And I'm trying to slim down. I was at I started at like 215, something like 6 to 8 months ago. Now I'm down to like 198, 197, something around there. And so I've been trying to slim down. I'm trying to get down to like 180, 175, somewhere around there. So still got a journey, right? But actually, when I first started out last week, I was at 193, and I went to the gym a couple times last week, but technically, last week was a rest week for me, and I rested, I chilled, and I didn't work out. I just kind of sat around, got some other things done, some errands and stuff like that, but that's really not the point of this video. The point of this video I want to talk about is monitoring, your cheat days and your rest weeks. And by monitoring, I mean watching what you eat. Because, like I said, I started out last week at 193. I am now back to 197, 198 roughly. Now, is that all from fat? No. A lot of that is water retention from all the salty things that I was eating. Some of it is a little bit of fat from some of the things that I was eating. I was eating some sweets, some cakes, eating a lot of chili, things of that nature. A lot of stuff that compiled, And of course, with me not working it off, my body went into preservation mode, which is hold on to all of it. Since we're not, moving or anything like that, and didn't have anything, it wasn't being spent, my body was like, well, I guess we're just holding it, right? Because I wasn't moving around that much during the day. I was probably burning like, anywhere from 300 to like maybe 700 calories a day just from regular walking and moving and things of that nature. So my body didn't know what to do with all this excess calories, and I went from eating, twice a day to eating like 3-4 times a day, you know what I mean? Because I was having, breakfast, and then I'd have a snack, and then I'd have lunch, and then I'd have a snack, and then I'd have dinner, and then a dessert at the end of that. So I was eating a lot of food during that rest week. And that's what you got to be mindful of, especially if you're an older person like me. Like, I'm 36, so your metabolism ain't the same. Like, in my 20s, if I had a rest week like that, I probably would have gained like 2 pounds, right? Maybe 3. Even with, and that's including the water weight and the inflammation, you know what I mean? So it really would have been like a pound of like fat, right? But now that I'm 36, eating like that for a week it took away all the work I had been doing for a month in 1 week, right? I gained 5 pounds back. It took me a month to lose, months really to lose that 5 pounds, and now I'm back to it. Now, slowly the weight is falling off because I've gotten back into the gym and things of that nature. I've been working out real hard, hitting my cardio and things of that nature, watching what I eat and stuff like that. But I can definitely tell the difference in what I was last week to now. You know what I mean? Like that 5 pounds. 5 pounds is it doesn't sound like much, but it's such a difference. Like, I'm looking at I saw a picture of myself last night, and I could see, in the belly, I was walking around in the gym. I can see, I can feel it. I can feel the excess weight on me. When I'm sitting down, when I'm standing up, when I'm moving around, I can feel the extra water weight, the extra little jiggle. You know what I mean? Like you can see it, you can feel it when you gain that just a couple extra pounds, man. Like especially if your body's getting used to being lighter, 2 pounds, it feels like 10. Like I feel like I'm back to 200 again. Even though I'm not really, but hell, 98, 97, might as well round it up. You back to 200, and that's what I was afraid of rolling back to. But I still worked out. I think honestly, I probably saved myself a pound or so because I did work out twice last week during my rest week. I did work out on like a Tuesday and then once on a Saturday. So, I'm sure that saved me. But that's the thing. We gotta watch, especially as you get older, you gotta watch what you eat. So you can, and that's the thing too. Like a cheat day is not a whole day of eating like shit, right? Cheat day is like one meal where you just say, screw it, I'm gonna eat whatever I want, as much as I want, you know what I'm saying? Like, preferably, they say that the best time to have that cheat meal is your first meal of the day because then you get to walk around, you can like kind of burn off some of the calories before you go to bed that night. I prefer to have that cheat meal at the end of the day because then you just go to sleep and then you burn more calories in your sleep than you do just like walking around during the day. Truth. I don't know how much, to me, I believe that's the truth. I've read some things about it that's a lot of people say, or a lot of health professionals have said, but I haven't done like a clinical study myself. However, that's what you got to do, right? So that's the thing. It's like, it's not a full day of eating like shit. It's a day, one meal for that day. So like, let's say Sunday is your cheat day. Okay, boom. Like, so you say every Sunday is your cheat day. Fine. Boom. You have one big meal, go to McDonald's, get you a supersized Big Mac meal. Boom. That's your cheat meal. Done. No more. You don't eat like that. You don't go to like, McDonald's in the morning, then Jack in the Box in the evening, and then, Burger King, for dinner. It's one meal. And that's the same thing too. You got to be careful. It's so easy to fall back, especially if you're somebody like me. I love sweets. I love carbs. I love junk food. I don't know how I wasn't a fat kid as a kid. I don't understand how, maybe that's why I'm paying for it now. I don't know. But, when you're in your rest week, because you got to take those rest weeks. Like if you're a person that works out, I would say every 2 months, you got to take at least a week off. At least every 2 months, if not once a month, if you can afford it. I don't think I can, especially with the goals that I have right now of trying to slim down. So I can't really take that kind of time off. However, I think every 2 months you got to give yourself a rest week. But within that rest week, you still got to monitor what you're eating. You know what I mean? Like you still got to, make sure that you're eating still good things and not putting like processed things in your body. Because I'm telling you, 1 week of bad eating takes away a month of work. Like I told you, I started out last week, Monday, at 193. I am now back to 198. So take out the water weight. That means I at least gained probably like 3 pounds. And what I'm saying? I probably, let's say, give or take 2 pounds of it is water weight and inflammation. So at least 3 pounds, you know what I mean? And that's in 1 week. So imagine if you did that for 2 weeks, right? Like you say, if you're going on vacation or something like that, right? Imagine that. You just got to be monitored. Like you can still go on vacation and have a good time and eat some good food. Just portion control, right? Small portions. You don't have to eat the whole burger. Cut it in half. Boom. Eat the rest later. Something like that. You know what I mean? You can do these small things. Eat half the food. Put it in a to-go bag. Put it in the fridge. Have it another day. You know what I mean? Maybe have it in the morning for breakfast and then have something better. During the day. It's all. That's really all it's about. Just like regulating everything. And that's the same thing even too in your rest weeks. Just like regulating everything. You can still, if you want to cheat a little bit, just do small portions, right? If you buy a bag of hot Cheetos, eat like half of it. Put the rest away. Say, eat the other half the next day. Something like that. If you got a cake or something like that, like a little small individual cake, cut it in half, eat one half, one day, give yourself that pleasure, and then eat the other half the next day. Don't eat the whole thing like I was doing, little individual cakes and stuff like that. So that's pretty much what it's about. It's just regulating how you eat and things like that. You can still rest or go on vacation and have a good time and eat the things that you want to eat. You just portion control, because trying to just completely restrict yourself or go cold turkey and stuff like that, especially if you've had the habit of eating foods like this your entire life, you're going to have cravings. And that's the thing. If you go cold turkey and then you do give into that craving, you are going to go all in. Like that's kind of what happened to me last week. It's like I had been restricting myself so hard for weeks, not necessarily on purpose, but just through, trying to make this, good decisions. And then the second I gave in to those pleasures of those foods, those bad foods that I wanted, I couldn't stop myself. I was eating everything, anything that came to my mind. If I had a desire for it, I went to the store and got it. If it wasn't in the house, I went to the store and got it, So you guys got to monitor yourself. You got to, don't dive in too hard. If you're in a rest week, give yourself a little bit of a guilty pleasure. One guilty pleasure a day, not all day. Because that's what I was doing. All day I was eating bad food. I was being lazy. I wasn't cooking nothing. I was just eating bad food all day. So that's just my experience with it. All right, guys. So just be careful. Rest days, cheat days is one meal. Rest weeks, monitor what you're eating. Get outside, go for a walk. That will help. I didn't do any of that, but definitely go do things like go for a walk, at least 20, 30 minutes a day. That'll help you, not gain as much weight and it'll reduce like inflammation and all kinds of good things. So that's it for today's video. Thank you guys so much for joining me. Like, comment, subscribe, and I will see you on the next one. Peace.